تستفتحوا فقد جاءكم الفتح نصر من الله وفتح قريب وبشر المؤمنين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل والله احد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا احد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل اعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق اذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد اذا حسد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل اعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس اله الناس من شر وسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما صلى الله تعالى عليه وصحبه وسلم تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you. Shukran, Imam C. Bishop, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Lord God of mercy, whose mercy reacheth honor to the heavens, and whose truth reacheth unto the clouds. We beg that you grant us, human beings, sinners of various degrees, that we'll be able to bask in your mercy, which gets into the heavens, and in your truth, which gets unto the cloud. Help us, Lord, that we may restrain our anger, our grief, and our vengeance. Help us, Lord, that we may understand that you are a God of justice and that you are a God of mercy. Help us to understand that it is your wish that we should reconcile with one another and be at peace with one another. And so as we continue the TRRC sitting, we pray, Lord, that you will guide this process, that you will guide the listeners, we will guide the population, the people of the Gambia, both in and abroad. You will guide each and every one, so that, Lord, that we will depend upon your own justice and upon your own mercy. This we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Bishop. Council, are we ready to bring in the first witness of the day? If so, please proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, commissioners, and members of the audience. We are ready to proceed. Sagar Jahate Thomas would lead, or Sagar Thomas Jahate would lead the witness. So, Mr. Osei, kindly bring in the witness. Over to you, Sagar.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, commissioners, and good morning all. I am ready to proceed with my witness. Mr. Osei, kindly bring in the witness. Mr. Ashe, the witness is speaking in Mandinka. Can you please swear him in Mandinka?
I, Njie Manneh.
I, Njie Manneh.
I, Njie Manneh.
Njie Manneh. Njie Manneh.
Do swear that
Mbenkali lako.
I'll speak the truth,
Mbetonya le fola.
the whole truth,
Mbetonya da male fola.
and nothing but the truth.
Alunte fem fola me manke tonyati.
So help me God.
To alama alen makoi.
Mr. Usher, we cannot hear the witness. Can we please swear him in again?
Yeah. Let him lift the microphone.
Let him draw the microphone closer to him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I, Njie Manneh,
Njie Manneh.
Njie Manneh.
do swear that
Mbenkali lako.
Mbenkali lako.
I'll speak the truth,
Mbetonya le fola.
Betonya fola.
the whole truth,
Tonya damang.
Tonya damang.
and nothing but the truth.
Alunte fem fola me manke tonyati.
Nte fem fola mu manke tonyati.
So help me God.
To alama alen dema.
Alama ala ndema.
Good morning, Mr. Manneh.
Council ko isama Mr. Manneh.
Isama.
Mr. Manneh, we cannot hear you. Please, can you speak
Yeah,
loudly into
Sam.
the microphone? Good morning, Mr. Manneh.
Council ko isama Mr. Manneh.
Okay. Isama. Fane la sama roma. La sama.
Aha. He said, good morning to you too.
And how are you doing this morning?
Akunyin somanda ibe nyadile.
Alhamdulillah. Wala tento.
It's thanks to God the Almighty.
Okay. Thank you for coming today, especially under the circumstances. We've had heavy rains. Thank you for making the effort to be here today.
Akoy numbara ya kata foinata ako kolulanya sama baketa nyin sama nambari wo nyawnyanding iwakilta ya kata foinata inumbara kotake.
Afaya baraka. Afana baraka.
He's saying thank you to you too.
We have already met, and as you know, my name is Sagar, and I will be questioning you today on behalf of the commissioners.
Ako alibentale nung ko ya lonko atetomu Sagar leti bitunga atelebe nyinin kala commissioner lutoya la bi.
Before we start,
Janimba damutala.
can I just remind you to speak loudly? You are speaking very softly, and we cannot hear you.
Akabe hakilo bulani lako nyi mudia moleti sidia musanto biko katu molu bukela kumo moide adu molu nyante la kumo moilele woto nibe dia mula dia musanto fo molu si mo insefam.
Your voice must be audible to the entire hearing room. Everybody sitting, including those at the back, must hear you clearly.
Menu bebe nyimbungo kono nyante la dia mo moilele katu abe safikanne andu abe kanna sori kanne adu menu bebe sirinjang inyante moilele wala na iko inyanta dia mula santole moli ye moy ye fam.
Please assume a very comfortable sitting position and draw the microphone closer to you.
Akoye si nyame ya lonko wole be dahandi la satara ete batala ka ngaji ka jimi microphone kang woto microphone saba ya katandi fangola satara ete jimi la kang yetu wulila ka katala wati o wati micro saba ya katandi fangola.
Okay, better.
He said
Please
it's good.
sit back in your chair.
Akoye si ila sirango kono yesembe ibe dahala nyami mente batandila iwo sinya batate fele.
Yeah, in senior better.
Yo, he said he's sitting comfortably.
Please also allow a few questions please allow a few seconds before my questions, between my questions and your answers.
Ako isi secondanta bula nate dia moke wala nyinin karoke indema na jabi side do mandindrong puru alla dia mo kana sele nyokan kana sor lalu fanalisa kana sor ab mobe sa faham ya moyle.
That way we avoid overlap in our speeches.
Ako bajala wo ba sabula le molus be fahamu alla kumul fanalta sella nyokan.
And also to allow for interpretation into the different local languages.
Alun ko nga fay nyamen kana sor lalu bijanne menu be nyin kumo kana sor kan ko tangulu ton na bankola kangulu to folu fanalisi la kumo kana sori anate la kumo.
In our previous meetings, I have already warned you about the duty to tell the truth.
Ako alabem fololuto ay idandala nyinale ka foyenko jande ni sita jang e nyanta ye to nyafo.
And I have already warned you that it is a criminal offense to lie to the commission.
Anda nyim fanan ko indi malako. Lua balanta nyinnale lua tinyalom pour ka fania fo commission nyati lingula jang.
We have very limited time today. We have about an hour to cover your testimonies, so I would also like to remind you to be very direct in the way you answer questions that are put to you.
Ako wato deteta bake katu kolu dukundita. Woto ning aye nyinin ka ni ba jabila. Mini kana siaje aye nyinin ka men na jabi drong kumo e sutiya.
The main focus of your testimony today will be your experience of the demonstrations at Birkamaba in the Lower Fuladu, CRR, Central River Division, as well as your personal victimization during the students' demonstrations there on the 11th day of April 2000.
Ala nyinin karo betilin na menna wala mukolu keta nyamin Birkama ba hanfo taliboli e balamba ya men kije aning inate ite fangon nata mantoro men takikolu kono me yalon ko keta talibol law kolti nyin karotil tanning kilingo men keta April karotil tanning kilingo ti 2000 kono ya fahamu well understood.
Mr. Manneh, I hope you understand completely everything that I have just said.
Akwa mira fo ay membe foten ko ngam fo yeten ya fahamu le kende ke bang
ya nya fahamu le kende ke
yes I understand everything yes
very good, that was very loud and clear. Are you ready to proceed?
Ako silam fo pareta le bang tenteng abe nyinin ka ro damutala
ya mpareta
I am quite ready.
Yes. What are your names?
Ako esisa ito kanga ni kontongo puru wairi abe safe kanne safe lalu sabe safe ay koy.
My
name is Njie Manneh.
What is your address?
Ibesiri mintole saing.
Besiring Kombo Velengara.
I'm resident at Kombo Velengara.
And are you currently working?
Ako fonyin tembeng ibe do kuala lebang?
No, mantra do kula.
No, I am not employed right now.
What is your date of birth and your current age?
Saying ite wuluta sanjumale andung ye sanjijelle soto katabula bila.
Ya wuluta April karotilimwani na elu 1984.
I was born on the 25th of April 1984.
Saruja, CRR.
At a village called Saruja in the Central River region.
And what is your current age?
Sayindung woto ye sanjijelle soto.
Sayindembe sanjitansa sanjuru.
I have 35 years now.
And do you have a copy of your ID card?
Ako, fuela ID card abebule le bang ibadameng.
Ya nyana na ID card filtambulu motolo kono nya kankula bare maje bare sanya dole fanandunde bare ko next weekend sitakama.
My former ID card got lost in a vehicle. I even announced it over the radio, but I cannot see it up to now. But I have already gone to the immigration to apply for another one. They told me to go for it next week.
Mr. Manneh, can I just ask you not to turn away whilst you're answering the questions? You tend to turn away from the microphone. Please speak directly into the microphone so that we can hear you.
Ako ningi be jabiro kela ike dajen kendi microphone ye ako ba kela wala ka kendi la kumo dolu buka finti bake barbitu nibe diamula isia akata ye da tilindi microphone la isaje la kumo si finti ay senea. Ya faham?
Nya faham.
Yes, well understood.
I will also ask you to produce your ID card to the commission at a later date so that we can make an application to tender it into evidence.
Ako aba fule nyatonto niela ID card soto drong inyantana la le ka futandi nyin commission ma nyin pour nyin kamala inyanta dundi la kaytolu konole ani sede kaytolu men ya lonko obedendi ite fangola kollela.
Bismillah nyamoy.
Yes, I understand very well.
We will need that as evidence of your age at the time of the demonstrations.
Mbe sula la wala nyine kama pour ka long wo demonstration be kala wato men isango be sanji jelle wotumo wole ba kendila sula tawo ID card la pour sa safe nga ke sede kaytolu kono isaje salon.
Bismillah nyamoy.
Yes, I understand.
Can you tell us where you attended primary and secondary schools?
Ako isa fono nye ye primary karango ke karambu njumale to anin secondary karango ya ke karambu njumale to.
Ya primary school. Now follow Bundum Primary School. So not a transfer 1993 kata Birkamaba Primary School.
Yo, I started my primary education at the Bundung Primary School. Then I later transferred. Then I later transferred to the Brikamaba Primary School.
Can you give us those dates, please? The dates that you were at Bundung Primary School as well as Birkamaba.
Ako foisi alungulu fono nyele ya damuta sanjumale Bundung Primary Karambunguto aning inata sawun kata Brikamaba Primary Karambunguto sanjumale.
Nya kumasi Bundung Primary School 1991.
I started at the Bundung Primary School in 1991.
Not a transfer to 1993 to Brikamaba Primary School.
Then in 1993, I transferred to the Brikamaba Primary School.
So not a Brikamaba Primary School complete 1997.
I completed the Brikamaba Primary School in 1997.
Then not a proceed Brikamaba Secondary School academic year 97 to 98, kata grade 7.
Then I went to Brikamaba Secondary School up to the year 1997.
Then not grade 9 complete year 2000.
Then I completed my grade 9 in the year 2000.
Then not grade 9 kata ina Amiteji Senior Secondary choose barbutung na student dembo session o Kenya nata futaje principal wa nyi tandina ko ito ila address of futaje lon jay manete school nte place o dede la nyin karambunto jang den be riverang kaito dede la yeta ya school o sur dawdo yeta je so nata proceed kata Nasir Senior Secondary School base.
Then I opted to go to Armitage Senior Secondary School, but when I went to Armitage Senior Secondary School, the principal there at that time told me that we cannot admit you in the school here because of you attended the students' demonstration. You cannot go. You cannot attend the school. Then that was the principal informed him that he will give him a referral paper to go. Then that was the time he gave me a referral paper. Then I went to the Ahmadiyya Senior Secondary School.
Then Beo Ahmadiyya Senior Secondary School inatam batandije bakes security personnel. So nata jebula kana Pipeline Comprehensive Senior Secondary School.
I was at the Nusrat Senior Secondary School, but every time the security people come to me, they are security personnel, they started harassing me at the school. Up to the time I can no longer go to that school, then I decided to transfer and come to the Pipeline Senior Secondary School.
Then Pipeline Senior Secondary School, that out of that board of an I returned back to the Brikamaba school on promote senior secondary school.
Then I had to leave Pipeline Senior Secondary School to return to Brikamaba. At that time, Brikamaba was upgraded to a senior secondary school. Then I went to Brikamaba Senior Secondary School to complete my schooling there.
Then I suppose Nyanta complete Brikamaba Senior Secondary School. Barabutung inata political dundije ntata for grade 12 pour fe mantuje sa foka examination ota so inata na school terminate then exam nyanta kila watu mum fauna wa interselo kono Brusibi police station.
When I went to the Brikamaba Senior Secondary School to complete my education there, well, what happened, they decided to bring in politics into my education. That's the time the harassment continued. Then, in fact, I was later arrested and brought back to the Brusubi police station, and I was locked in the cell. In fact, the day that I should sit to the exam, that day found me in the cell at the Brikamaba police station, at the Brusubi police station.
Mr. Manneh, sorry to interrupt.
Council yes, go ahead, Council.
Mr. Manneh, sorry, I have to interrupt you at this stage and just take you back for a few clarifications before we continue. You mentioned that you were denied entry into Armitage Senior Secondary School because of the demonstrations. What demonstrations are you referring to?
Ako iko amitage la principal ko ite sonna yedung amitage karambungo to ko katu tarta talibol law demonstration ko ako demonstration jumale moti.
Wolong Birkama ba la junior secondary school demonstration throughout all over the country.
That was the demonstration which took place in many parts of the country. That was the students' demonstration. That's what he mentioned to me. Because of that demonstration, this is why he said he will not admit me into the school.
What is the name of the principal at the school at the time?
Ako for principal o membe o karambungoto tumo member lanta pruedu o karambungoto amite Njie. For ya tolon ne bang?
Yeah, nya atolon.
Yes, I know his name. Ato Fonyeng.
Kafaila Hafna.
Well, they called him Mr. Hafna.
Do you remember his first name?
Ako fo ato follow hakilo sio mutale bang.
No, nya alo nyina ko ka kuma nyina la Mr. Hafna.
I forgot the first name, but I can only remember that people used to call him Mr. Hafna.
And was it Mr. Hafna who gave you this referral note to go to another school?
Ako fate Mr. Hafna fang kilingole yo kaito di la purieta karambundo to bang.
Te Hafna kabrain commandal office then water nya class ro bidundala ura njuba ko nyetlo njay man Birkama bankai ha ko nyoko den there's no place for you in this school here Birkama ko nyoko, so you are part and parcel of that student demonstration atelon di hete then anata kewdolo kumandije bar nyamo la ka fa Mr. Mendy.
Well, when I went to Amite school with my documents, he called me into his office. He was wearing glasses, but he took off his glasses, looked at me in my face. He told me, I've heard of you. You are Mr. Njie Manneh. We've heard that you took part in the students' demonstration, so we have no place for you in this school. But he called somebody else, called Mr. Mendy, who also came with another man into the office. So these people were present when he was telling me this in his office.
So Mr. Mendy Olenatan Sambanata Rivaran Kairudina, any school in Sitano Generaje.
It was that Mr. Mendy who took me out of the office and went and wrote a referral paper for me. He told me, you can go to any other school who will accept you anywhere in the country. But this paper, you can go along with it, is a referral paper.
Do you know who this Mr. Mendy was?
Ako fo Mr. Mendy, fo yalo ne jumalombang.
So Mr. Mendy naman keodun ti nene maje bari man jamfa alo man jamfa bake balo fanang kuliandinta fima.
Yes, Mr. Mendy, I have never seen him before that day, but he's a short man, black in complexion, and he is also somebody who has weight, and he's somebody really who I don't know.
Do you know if he had a position in the school at that moment?
Ako foya lo ne bang fo ay palaso le soto karambungu nyinto je wo tembo bang.
To be denied the right to attend the school of your choice.
Ako wodung ite yo je nyaadile ayeke nyaadile ite fango la fita karambungu benda purita karanje ye na balang purite ta karangola woto wo ketete nyaadile wotumo.
Anyway, I knew kuya back here.
It was well, I was very sad and I was very angry, but what I realized is that there is no truth in whatever they said about me.
Did you meet the pass mark of Armitage Senior Secondary School?
Ako briyelondi kontiboke examination o nying mark menyante sambala o karamoto Armitage School foyo sotole numbang.
Yeah, because the student demonstration over Kela Keta April 10 and 11, year 2000. Was still Mapol Porta Bakela Bari last results, last Marconing, the Nata Jersol, but into the Mubota Nola Birkama Badurbi, the La Wodolia fed the Barrier Sotler.
Okay, what happened that year? The examination marks that year were very poor because of the demonstrations. A lot of the students had very poor marks. But our results came last. But among those results, the mark I got was even higher than the mark of some students who were admitted into that school at that time. I had better marks than those people.
And do you have a copy of your grade 9 WAS examination results?
Ako ila grade 9 was londi kontibo kaito fabe bulle bang.
Yeah, maybe misplaced the sign.
I have misplaced them now.
Okay. Can you please supply them to the commission if you find them at any point so that we can tender them as part of the record?
Ako misali kama nyaton to ni tata o kaito luje be lafila puri na ati commission nyinto puru isio fana mbula sede kaito lukono men ya lonko ibe dundila. Ya faham?
Ya faham le mbasot no ni school into mbasot no.
Yes, I understand. I can even go back to the school and try to get a copy of it from the school. I think if I go there, I'll be able to get a copy.
That would be very helpful if you could.
Ako wobekela makoir baleti natara isi okeno.
You mentioned that you were given a referral letter. To which school was that?
Ako yanyum foko inata referral kaito dila wole mke samba karambundoto. Ay karambungule to foje itenya ntatala da membang.
No, amang karambunto sefe kaito ibala.
No school was written on the paper.
And which school did you eventually go to?
Ako biri bota otole inata ta karambunju maleto.
Kabrim bota ate amitage wrong. De nata kombo jande kagambia high kaje sajaning Muslim high school kata Mindaw senior secondary school bari wol nada fonyol ko de la school blocked already fatal so illegal.
When I came, I first went to the Gambia High School, now the Gambia Senior Secondary School, and Mindaw plus some other secondary schools. But what they told me at all those schools was that at that time all the schools were blocked. They have students and they cannot add any more students to. That's how I was roaming around trying to get a school for myself, going around until the first term ended.
Then Mfama Natang Kumande.
Then that's the time when my father called me.
Akonyako Nanan di Madolebe Nasir Senior Secondary School ko malong.
He told me, I have another son at the Nasir Senior Secondary School. He's a brother to you.
Kafai Bambasane.
They called him Bambasane.
Then Nata Nata and Karaji Unara Fonyako itela in results better battle.
That's the time when I went to Nasir Senior Secondary School, but when Bamba checked my paper, he told me, you have very good results.
Can you tell us where Nasir Secondary School was located?
Ako tumo Nasir Secondary School abe mintole nungo tumo.
Nasir Senior Secondary School be Basele Mansajankunda.
That's the school located at Base Mansajankunda.
So not a school of.
That's how I enrolled in that school.
Mr. Manneh, can you please repeat your question, please?
He said,
your answer.
He said, "Ako ila jabiro men ila banta jabiro men dila alafta say wole kang."
Similar.
Kafo ifama le kumando ana mem fo ya nim men nata bulaw noma. Birifa ye kumanda mune fo ye.
Mfama ha wole mfama nata kumande kafa nyeko nana ko to maduro bijang. Nasir Senior Secondary School.
That's the time when my father called me and told me that I have another son at the Nasir Senior Secondary School. You can go there.
Nasir Senior Secondary School. So the nya address of follow out school or nyaje. So nya kaito indiala.
That's the time I went to the Nasir Senior Secondary School at Baseman Jankunda. The name he gave me, Bamba Manneh, I tried to locate the man until I saw him. Then I gave him that paper. After he looked at the referral paper and my examination results, then he told me, you have good results, and that's the time I was enrolled in that school.
So another time for you have very good mark.
He repeated the answer to me saying that you have very good marks.
Why not imana janjuna until kamul tajan munelon ko itela resources more than them.
The man told him that, why didn't you come here earlier? Because we accepted people here whose marks are far below your mark.
Mr. Manneh, can you tell us how long you stayed at Nasir Senior Secondary School, please?
Afonye ye wati jelle ke Nasir Senior Secondary Karambunguto.
Ya na kabrin daraje second term le start term moved mbotaje.
I went there and I attended the second term there, but just around the beginning of the third term, I had to leave there.
You already mentioned that you were harassed during your time at that school. Can you tell us the nature of the harassment and who harassed you?
Ako ayanyum foko karambungu nyintoje inate batandi jele han fo wala ketaila jebulo daliloti. Jumanyo le batandi.
No school to personally mam problems at school to.
I had no problems at the school itself.
Munna tambatandi security le na tambatandi.
It was the security personnel who really harassed me.
Wala keta na modo te aben bebe sate kidina faido bir kambani saruja be balala.
It is somebody whom I knew before because Brikamaba and Saruja are very close to each other. They are villages, but they are very close to each other. He is somebody called Malafisanyang.
At 2001 UDP meeting political rally sort of Basse.
In 2001, UDP held a political rally in Basse.
So on the school
I was at the school, so I left the school going home. Then I went to attend the meeting.
So meeting kono data muraje ntata ila ideally kamun fo banko mole so ka interest wala because principal na londo kono.
Well, I went to attend the meeting to listen to what was being said, so that if it is something good, I will take the idea and add it among the ideas that I will depend on later.
Then from a meeting janjanta watomuna.
When the meeting came to an end,
Malafisanya nata afonye ko itata UDP meeting lala.
That's the time when Malafisanya came to me and told me that you have decided to go and attend a UDP meeting. He told me that in this country, if you want to survive, you have to come to the APRC. If you don't want to survive,
then there's no way for you.
Then there's no way for you. Me personally, Malafi told him that he himself didn't see him, but somebody saw him there who took the information to Malafi. At that time, the answer I gave him was that whether you are in UDP or APRC, well, that's not my business. I'm just somebody. I'm not part of the UDP and I'm not part of the APRC, but I'm a student who is trying to gather knowledge.
So I owe treatment more than 3 times.
Then he threatened me there more than 3 times.
So not a panic.
Then I became panicked.
So not transfer.
Then I decided to transfer.
Then not a pipeline comprehensive.
At the time I came to the pipeline comprehensive school.
So not after pipeline comprehensive, not after third term then ibabula school na opunta next academic years you come.
I arrived there just when the third term was about to begin. The information they gave me there was, then we are about to start the third term, we cannot admit you, but you have to go and wait until when the next academic year, at the beginning of the year you come, then we will admit you.
Mr. Manneh, I would just like to interrupt you again there just to follow up on some of the questions that I have for you. You mentioned one man Lafisanyang who was part of the security forces.
Lafisanyang tofo me ya lonko abe security forces ole konunu wala sojarul wala polisul.
Malafinying watolo bije insaje paramilitary informal kono.
Malafi is somebody, sometimes I see him in paramilitary uniform.
Sometimes inside the police uniform.
Sometimes I see him in police uniform.
sometimes in such a civil uniform.
Sometimes he will be in civilian clothes.
Sometimes ya jamela program
And I used to see him at meetings and programs organized by Yaya Jammeh.
Actually, security, but it's part of security, but security.
So this is what confused me. I know that he is among the security forces, but I don't know to which branch he belonged.
Yeah, because Gambia,
because in the Gambia here,
the
law allows that
security personnel political.
Security personnel shouldn't be playing politics.
Sometimes political.
But Malafi is always playing politics. He was always playing politics. This confused me because I don't know to which branch of the security personnel he belonged to.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Manneh. Can we just move on? You mentioned that as a result of the harassment that you suffered in Nasir Senior Secondary School, you had to move on to Pipeline Senior Secondary School. Is that correct?
Ako yenye foko saying biye batandiro menkela la okuma kangolu kabuleno kang utumebe Nasir Senior Secondary School. Wole nata kendi ibotaje kana Pipeline Comprehensive School.
Yeah, not enough Pipeline Comprehensive.
Yeah, that's what made me seek transfer to come to Pipeline Comprehensive School.
And Mr. Manneh, we will have time to come back to that. But first of all, I think let's go back to our main focus, which is the 11th April demonstrations in 2000. Can you tell us what happened on that day?
Akombe murule na ufanankanne nyatonto la karambungulu la saun Kenya. Akobari nyintembeng alafta nganyatiling talibo law demonstration ola menketa sangokono 2000 sangokono.
Bismillah.
Yes. Akoy safo no nyemune keta.
Yeah, April 10 and 11.
April 10th and 11th.
Went at grade 9.
I was in grade 9 by then. We had this news that and I had this information from another quarter that one of that a student called Ibrahim Bari that he was manhandled by the fire service officers and they brutalized him, which resulted into his death. That's the reason that caused his death. But there was a students' union called GAMSU. Then they had that that they will have to organize some sort of a reconciliation with the government so that justice will take place about Ibrahim Bari's case.
So government compromisable.
And they even started the negotiation, but later on they said the government is not ready to compromise with them. And from that time on, the government was not serious about anything concerning Ibrahim Bari's case. So this is how things were going on, and the students were discussing among themselves. And within that period, my own sister was raped. She's called Binta Manneh. She came with a delegation of athletes to the Bakau Stadium. That's where she was raped. And they destroyed her youth. And it became an agenda for our school at Birkamaba.
ntalena ni kuya jitandi mfana fulula Osman Ibrahim Bari Katani Binta Manneh.
So the case of Ibrahim Bari and Binta Manneh, these two cases became our focus.
Please raise your voice, Mr. Manneh.
Akoy si kango Wilindi Santo demanding.
And proceed, please.
Akoy tenteng ngolem nyinti si diamu Santo.
Yeah, okay, problem taja.
Okay, Tambi.
Binta Manneh la kuoto.
About Binta Manneh's case,
principal mu benna school oto.
the principal at our school at that time,
bafada mo American Mendi.
Nyadi,
American Mendi.
he is called American Mendy.
At American Mendi nying,
That American Mendy,
he failed his responsibility.
he failed his responsibility. Amala doko kanyama. Afo.
Ate mala do ko ka anyanta do ko kra nyaming.
He didn't do what was supposed to be done by him.
Bao Binta Manneh
Because Binta Manneh,
ya aboyin kan school la hajol kono.
she was attending business for the school. During that business for the school was the time she was raped.
Kabre inata muruna birkama ba.
When they came back to Brikamaba,
Principal I go in silence le.
the principal was very silent about the matter.
Ila family Binta Manneh nyol la family.
Binta Manneh's family,
Principal o mang kontan kunyitan dila.
he didn't show anything to the family that will convince the family.
Bintala bo birkamba because ya kumandi ya senkan kumandi nang kombojang.
Then later on, Binta was called to come to Kombo here
Purkana matani investigate.
so that the matter will be investigated.
What tanin na kono
In that going and coming,
ala family faunaka transport bondi anala family faunaka na.
and all those trips from Brikamaba to Kombo, Binta was paying her own, Binta's family were paying their transport fares to come and go.
So, but through the for discussion on karambunto je,
But in the discussion at the school itself there,
the Njie mane mantar je,
I was not there in person.
but mumbi je,
But the person or the people who were there,
omun terima bati ba fala sabale.
I have a friend there called Sabali.
Sabale ka kibaro dintla because inta buka time also.
It was Sabali who was giving me the information of things going on there because I don't have the time to inquire things about what was going on there.
Because setembo ni karambu so ni ninjita karambu donte ni borbala kan ko sukono.
Because at that time, the moment we close from school, I just go home.
Mr. Manneh, sorry to interrupt you again. I would just like to clarify some of the things that you said. You mentioned Binta Manneh. What grade was she in and what was her age at the time?
Ako ye Binta Manneh la kumo memfateng. Alafta kodo lusenendi la ala kodo. Ako utumo Binta Manneh be grade jumale to aning awulu sango be sanji jelle to.
Otumo Binta Manneh be grade 7.
Utumo Binta was attending grade at that time Binta was attending grade 7.
So otumo asio sa muta maybe abetara sanji tanning kabonan kan kata lulu kan dal.
At that time, if I can recall properly, she will either be 14 years or 15 years old.
So otembo abolto.
As the time things happened.
You also mentioned, Mr. Manneh, my apologies. You also mentioned your school, Birkamaba Senior Secondary School. What kind of school was it? Was it a private school or a government school?
Akoye wakarambu memfang la kumafonya Birkamaba. Mansa kunda la karambu bang bankota fodung jemu afaye karambu leti mole tamu jeti wala kafole tamu jeti.
Mansa kunda la karambu na bankota.
It was a government school.
I just wanted to note the fact that you blamed the principal of the school for what happened to, for not reacting properly to what happened to Binta. I just wanted to ask, considering the fact that it was a government school and the principal was a government employee, why did you blame the principal for what happened?
Ako niaja je mamandi wairi karambungu mansakunda karambungulti adum principalo nying yemen tofo atefanam mansakunda le yata do kola bitun sila yekumo men fota munta tumiro lata karambundu sut nyato nyin ko nyin ne kan principalo nying so ako wala na alafta lo na be nyin karo kala me ya kendi ya tumi.
Okay. Then mbew kono je
hani ako me ya kendi karamundo moro nyin tumi ya dalilo nyin aka wala nyin ka
karamundo
moro nyin principalo nyin membe karamundo je
ha
yalo ko amala do ko ka nyama ha ko akawle nyin ka
yeah because muna na fota do ko la wara mala do ko ka nyama.
The reason I said that he didn't do his job properly
because amanna binta take care because binta na finta school kono wato.
The principal didn't do anything to help Binta because at that time, if Binta goes to school, how people look at her and fellow students at the school there, according to witnesses, when Binta herself is standing, people discuss her up to the point of pointing her, and she herself sees those people discussing and pointing at her.
So, if the
principal had done things properly,
Binta
shouldn't be in the school like that, people pointing and discussing about her. So Binta became so ashamed that she had to leave that school.
But as a responsible person, as a principal,
the head of the school being the principal and a responsible person,
chance in education.
I think he should have encouraged Binta and try to do other measures which will help Binta to overcome the shame that made her leave the school.
Because
at that time, grade 7,
Binta ila class
in their class, when examinations come, if Binta didn't take force, she will be she will take the second position. Then for somebody like that just to come and leave the school like that, the principal didn't do anything to encourage her to continue her schooling.
Then he failed.
Thank you, Mr. Manneh. Yes, we note that point. You've already mentioned it. And as a result of these two incidents with Ibrahim Barry and Binta Manneh, what happened next at Birkamaba?
Akobitung Binta Manneh ni Ibrahim Barry la kuala ta tenyaming. Woya sabu mune nata ke Birkamaba kara mutuje.
Yeah.
That's what caused the reason for the demonstration at the Birkamaba school.
Student April 11th.
Which took place there on the 11th of April.
Then Kombol for a moment on the 10th.
When the demonstrations took place in the Combo here on the 10th, we had it on the radio.
Telephone call.
We had it also, people made telephone calls.
But
there was already there were people at the school there, students. At that time, those students were discussing with the main student body called GAMSU, but I was not aware of that.
Student demonstration with a peace.
So that we also will organize a peaceful demonstration. But I was not also part of the discussion. It was Sabali who was reporting matters to me. This is how the trouble started.
Please tell us who Sabali was. What is his first name and who was he?
Akoyo ya fonyen jumalom Sabaliti atofolo mumuneti katu Sabali mukontongoleti.
Sabali ka fole Usman Sabali.
His full name is Usman Sabali.
Usman Sabali nyimfonye ko.
It was Usman Sabali who told me that.
Akonye Malik Jallo.
He said Malik Jallo.
Malik Jallo na assistant head boy.
That Malik Jallo was the assistant head boy at the school at that time.
At the same time,
Atelong
Gamsula regional coordinator.
That same Malik Jallo was the Gamsu regional coordinator
in CRR. Head boy Buffalo le Hamid Sow.
The head boy was Hamadi Sow.
Then you never negotiation in warrant discussion about in Gamsu.
These people were the people discussing with the main student body called Gamsu.
But Tenelu.
Then on a Monday,
the
day that the demonstrations took place in Kombo here, we went to school.
The principal no school.
Then the principal told us that this day there will be no school.
So inside that wrong.
We went home. I went to take care of our cattle. My father has cattle. When I close from school, I don't waste time at home. I had to go and herd the cattle. I have to go and take care of the cattle in the bush. During the daytime, then in the daytime, Usman came to our home. He found my father there and asked my father, I'm looking for Njie Manneh. My father told him that Njie has gone with the cattle into the bush. Then my father gave him the direction usually where we take the cattle into the bush, and he found me in the bush. When he came to me in the bush, after we greeted each other, he told me that I attached somebody to the principal. That's the person who gave me the information now that, right now that. And he was standing there when the principal called some soldiers from Kudang camp and informed him that this Monday today some soldiers will come to the school. During that discussion, he told me, the person who raped Binta Manneh, do you know him? I said, no, I don't know him. He told me the person is here. I said, well, that's puzzling because the rape took place in Kombo. He laughed. And that's the time he told me that the police officer who raped Binta Manneh is at the Brikambamba police station right now. I said to him, how can that be possible? He said the policeman decided to follow Binta up to Kombo. And he told me that this policeman was following Binta, trying to get Binta from a long time in Brikambamba here, but Binta has been refusing him. So when he heard that the school is going for the athletics competition in Bakau, and he heard that Binta is also part of the delegation going to take part in that athletics, this is why the man had quickly organized his own trip to go to Kombo, and he is the very man who decided to go and rape Binta. Then that's the time I told Sabali, but this information is really doubtful. I asked him, do you know the person? Who is this person? Then that's the time he told me that I will give you the name after the student demonstration.
But this moment,
he said, but at this present moment, I cannot tell you. I begged him, I pleaded with him, I appealed to him, but he refused. I said, okay, no problem.
So then,
then that's the time when he decided to go home. He said he wanted to go to Brikama, but I'll cancel that trip. I will go home back to Kerawan.
Because now nyamomu attached principal of the movement study.
The person I attached to the principal to study his movements.
When contact
That's the person who told me that the principal called soldiers from the Kudang camp in my presence. So, So before the soldiers will come here and find me here, I want to leave this vicinity.
Mr. Manneh, I would just like that you mentioned that the principal knew about the demonstrations and hence called the soldiers from Kundang. Did Usman Sabali tell you how the principal knew about the students' demonstrations?
Ako nyum foko Usman Sabali ko principal o nyum bota demonstration o nyim kalamale ando atele sojarolu ko kumandi kabona Kudang. So ako saying wo ko keta nyadile pour hanfo principal nying ay demonstration o kunya mo nyadile.
Yeah, because kabirin kombo yake.
Because when the demonstrations took place here in Kombo,
I
believe that the people who were at the school there, people like Sabali himself, plus Malik Jallo, and Hamadi Sow, plus other students there, who were discussing with Gamsu. They were in link with Gamsu, this main student body.
Possible information of the principal of these people if an plan can.
Possibly among those people was somebody who informed the principal that these students here in the school are also going to organize a demonstration here.
I suspect I don't
know how he knew that or suspected that. Maybe that's the way he got the information.
Then
Sabali went home.
So in the
evening, when I brought back the cattle to the cattle herd, when I was tying up the cattle at their place, that's the time when my father arrived at the cattle herd's location. He asked me, the young man who came here to inquire about you, do you know him? I said, yes, I know him. He told me, do you know him? Where is he from? Then I told my father that I know him. We are attending the same school. He's from Kerawan, and he is my friend. Then my father told me,
40 days.
40 days. He will not leave for 40 days. I asked my father, why did you say that? Well, what I can recognize about his demeanor, his appearance, I read something in his appearance which told me that he's somebody who is going to be short-lived. Then I told my father that's something wonderful. How did you know that? He laughed and looked at me, and then he left. He did it without telling me anything else.
So around 8 to 8:30.
Then around 8 to 8:30, a teacher called me.
Mr. Njie.
One Mr. Njie. He asked me, where are you? I said, I am at home. He told me, don't sleep in your home tonight. I asked him what is happening. He told me soldiers arrived here immediately and they are at the school. And they have been given authority to arrest students.
Mr. Manneh, I will have to interrupt you again. At this point, when you received this phone call from Mr. Njie, was a student demonstration taking place at that time?
Ako birinyi Mr. Njie be kumandila telefono to fo tembo talibo law demonstration abe kekan ne bang?
No, abe nkola watu muna. He said
that Mr. Njie called him around 8 to 8:30 in the evening. That happened on that Monday, the day the demonstrations took place in Kombo here.
Was that the 10th of April 2000?
Ako folung wala keta April karo tili taunti bang 2000. Yes, that was the 10th of April on that Monday. And it was in the evening of that 10th day of April from 8 towards 8:30 in the evening. When he gave me this information, I went to my dad's house. I asked him to give me my key. Me also, I went to prepare myself in my house spiritually. Then I did what I'm supposed to do. I went to spend the night at Brikamaba. On the following day, 7 o'clock in the morning, we went to the school. When I arrived at the school, we cannot go into this school compound. By that time, the soldiers had already surrounded the school. Some were standing at the main gate of the school. They were having rifles with them. Some went into the school and climbed up the trees inside the school compound. Some were even standing on top of the school fence behind the school. And behind the fence, on the ground, some soldiers were standing there also. And they went to the principal's quarters and secured that place also.
Mr. Manneh, can I just interrupt again? This was on the 11th day of April 2000, is that correct? But in essence, you have already mentioned that the soldiers were at the school on the 10th day of April when the student demonstrations happened in the Combos. Is that also correct?
Ako fo aketa tenne banko tenne lungulem sojarolu nata je kara mugunyin to je bang fotalato ko yafunu nyaming.
Ya sojarolu nata je wo fonkolo tenne lung. Then
the soldiers came there on Monday at night, the evening that Sabali gave me the information. And that was the time when Mr. Njie later called me and told me that the soldiers had already arrived.
Then
the people I found at the gate, there was somebody who was leading them. There were some people standing behind him.
So
I asked them, what is happening here?
We are called by your principal.
Then that's the time that man replied me and told me that your principal called us to come here. We are just here to maintain peace and stability here. Then I told him, well, you came here to maintain peace and stability. You are here with guns. You've occupied every place. Soldiers climbing up the trees, standing on the fence. What's happening?
Yeah. So another for
Then that's the time he told me, you cannot go into the school like that.
Mr. Manneh, can you please look at me when you're answering questions rather than communicating with the interpreter?
Ako alaftale nibe jabirola hanime kungo yelamandi inya lo itulukang aytemembe tenyinin kakang alaftale alinyada lukar nyoje nibe jabiro kela wole be atefana makoela.
We are having a conversation, me and you, not you and the interpreter.
Itening kanasur lu mantara diamukang inatele be diamukang inyante nyatili na telela.
I'm sorry, I cannot speak Mandinka. But nonetheless, we are having a conversation. Please proceed.
No problem.
So, Butuyaja.
That's how things happened. Their leader, who was standing at the gate there, he insulted a very nasty insult there.
alo bama nendro kono
When he insulted,
sabal fanan kamfata
Sabali also became angry.
sabal nata famole ko anya move
Sabali told us, then let's leave this vicinity.
bar wata
But already,
student o dole nying ko le daten
some students made these white cloths.
safero kabala
They wrote some things on those white cloths.
yene safeje ko
What was written?
we need justice for Ibrahim Barry.
What was written on those cloths was that we need justice for Ibrahim Bari and Binta Manneh.
Before you move on, Mr. Manneh, are you referring to Usman Sabali?
Ako janiyetente be Usman Sabali lemabang.
Hambe Osman Sabali.
Yes, it's Usman Sabali.
You also mentioned that on the 10th day of April, some students were going to be arrested. Did that happen?
Ako nyum foko April karo tiltan ali nyin kibaro moy ko be sojaro dolu mutala fo ketale bang.
Yeah, to nyalong yeah because no ben village jani be move la.
At that meeting place, before we leave that meeting place,
Manneh head boy jije.
I didn't see the head boy there.
Manneh assistant head boy jije.
I didn't see the assistant head boy there.
Barabutung utumon defana be jam karambun kono.
But how I was at the school there,
ni mol mang ni la ko man so nyokang.
If I have nothing to do with
if
I have nothing to do with you, I always keep away from you.
And
I'm somebody who likes to keep to myself. But before Sabali left, he told me. He told me some students were arrested at night.
It's more than 50 students.
And he told me that more than 50 students were arrested last night.
But when
I was standing at the school gate there and I looked around in the crowd, the people I thought head boy and his assistant. Then when I looked in the crowd, I didn't see these two people.
So believe that
then that's why I believe that it's true they might have been arrested. Then Usman, that's the time he later told me that they've arrested a lot of students.
From there not that's
the time when I had this conversation with this soldier. And that's the time when he made that nasty insult. Sabali became angry. Sabali told us to leave this vicinity. Let's leave here for our peaceful demonstration. But at that time there were some students.
We need justice for Ibrahim Barra and Binta Manneh.
They've already prepared some banners with white cloths, and the writing on those banners were that we need justice for Ibrahim Barra and Binta Manneh.
Mr. Manneh, before we proceed, you mentioned that the organizers of the demonstrations were arrested, or you suspected that they were arrested. Is that correct?
Ako janing albetente na yinyum foko. Nying demonstration o menu ba akwo kurukuru kang ye wolle muta fodung sobita menu la ye wolle muta wonya ko to nyalo muti bang
ye dolu muta je wolda man tarje.
Yes, some people were arrested, and even some of those arrested were not even part of the demonstration.
Can you tell us why you were not arrested, since you were also part of those who were?
Akoy safono nyeba muna na imete mutaji hanufo ete
the demonstrations.
Andu ye nyimuta ko ete fananda be demonstration o nyimkunole bari manne mutaji.
Yeah, because ila discussion ko yala nyafulente da mantraje bar butu inata ye mutala.
Yes, in the discussion I'm not part of those who were discussing with the Gamsu students, but later on they arrested me.
I am referring to before the demonstrations happened. You mentioned that certain students were arrested. So my question is, why were you not arrested at that stage?
Because la secret location of Lanjang itamuta no lafanao.
The reason why I was not arrested is because of two reasons. First of all, I went to sleep at a different place from my normal place, and secondly, I also made some preparations for not to be arrested.
What were those preparations?
Ako munanay ko ite mutanola fanang.
Because mbelare na ki albaki.
Because I did some spiritual things.
Because nyakunda dol munta sembo baki.
Because the jujus I took were very powerful.
So lata nyina ko ite mutano lata 100%.
Then I believe 100% that night they will not be able to arrest me.
Because mfama yolo fanyako.
That's what my father told me. He said, if you are arrested, then the world will end today. But if the world will not end today, they will not arrest you today.
And on that very powerful note, can we take a break? Thank you, Mr. Witness. Hand over to you, Mr. Commissioner. Man, I apologize, sorry. I'm being affected by this very powerful testimony.
Thank you very much indeed, Counsel. Those are very powerful jujus or medicines that you have in that part of CRR. Anyway, we'll take a 30-minute break, come back at 12 noon. Thank you.
ñëw ak yéen rek skincare plus nara jàkkaarloo ak yéen waxtaan ak yéen tuuti rek si suñu tube suñu baax emuñ rek ci ay diw waaye comme ni ngeen ko xamee rek dañoo yëngu ci ay tube te yënguwuñ nag si just any tube suñ tube bu nekk 5 star jas na la 5 star jas na mooy jas na bi gën a pire moom la ñoo tube palmaan bi gën a fort moom la ñoo liggéeyee buñ demee Bamako ñun duñ dem ci marché bi rek buub indi déedéet dañ leen a jox suñu specs ne lañ nii lañ ko buggee nale lañ ko buggee fóot bi nangami fóot lañ bugga pour mu mun a set waaw cuubi skincare déedéet doo ko sol mu di la taxa all over the place ci gàttal ñun rek si cuub dara du doy day des not only dañoo cuub but bu la neexee ñu cuubal la ba pare nag ñawal la ñaw fi mu gën a setee nag rek la ñoo fëlee ñetti ñawkat lañ am nañ ñawkati simple nga xam ne xoppati rek mbaa def sa taille basse def sa dagit def sa roba amul benn dawme am nañ koo xam ne moo ñoo dawme jigéen den am nañ tamit special ñawkat boo xam ne ñawi góor rek la ñoo defal nga bugg sa his and hers muy korité muy tobaski mbaa muy ngénte muy takka mbaa nga bugg rek def sa yëkka bu baax a baax daagul ba ñëw skincare plus ñu dimbali la tànnal la cuub fam gën a baaxee ndax sa yëkka gën a foor lii ngene lan xoolal bi takka la skincare fii la fu léegi yéen tey we're not all about skin we are skin care and the plus does come in so many different ways. Cubantu winje, dan cubam sap-sap.